Hello everyone and welcome back, it's Laura. Now over on Instagram I asked you what you wanted to see and you said a hooded eye makeup. An easy way to do it. It is quite tricky if you're not sure what you're doing with makeup. Obviously easy if you do, but after I've given you a couple of tips you should be able to nail it yourself, no problem. You don't need much. In actual fact it's a look I would probably do with little colour variations. You can do it really in about 2 colours. So it's just all about colour placement, obviously, where to start, where to end, how to blend. That rhymed. So let's start. I've primed my eyes, and as you can see I've done one eye. This one here. This is the most difficult eye for me to do, which is why I did it off camera. The more tricky one is always the one that you're leaning across your face to do. So this one's going to be a little bit easier, and because I'm not leaning across my face it's easier for you to see. So I'm just going to crack on. I've done my base and I'm going to use the Vive palette by Jamie Genovese, which I've been using a lot recently. I love the warm tones and they're very, very easy to blend. You get a nice close-up of what I'm doing. New location, I'm in my bedroom now, right next to my dressing table, so everything is really handy. I've got everything to hand, so I'm pleased. So this is where I'm going to stay, I think. Right, so kicking off, I've done concealer across my lid, and I've got my foundation on, I've got my bronzer, I've got everything else. And if you can look at my eye shape, you will see that I've got naturally deep set eyes, which means the brow bone protrudes further out than the actual lid. Also, I've got quite a high brow, so it means there's a lot of space from here to here. That can make your eyes look a bit smaller, so what you want to do is reduce this space here, which is why I like to smoke out like a nice warm tone across the full area. When it comes to your eyes actually being hooded, that is when this part of the eye overhangs the lid. Now mine do a little bit with age, but not really naturally. They're just starting to now, so you can see when I relax my eyes this bit's getting heavy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at ways where we can open our eyes up a little bit using makeup. So you need a blending brush, a small precision brush, and that's really it actually. Maybe 2 colours of shadow, doesn't matter what you use. Today I'm going to use like a I'm actually going to use Lava Rock, which is like a cooler kind of, it's almost like a mauve brown. Really nice. And then I'm going to do some more dark into the corners of the eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do, which I don't usually do, but this is just to demonstrate the shape for you, I am going to mark out exactly where I'm going to apply the shadow. Because what you're wanting to do is, if this is heavy, we're going to work in the areas that you can see, so it's the outer corner, and we're going to define that and make it quite dark. And what it will do is really open up the eyes and draw them out a little bit. We're not going to apply too much in this area of the eye, especially not any shimmer shadows or anything too light, because all it's going to do is draw attention here, and we want to draw our eyes away, and we want to make more emphasis in the outer corners. The good thing about this eye shape is it's actually one of my favourite eye shapes in someone that's got a natural hooded eye. So if you can think of someone like Jennifer Lawrence, the actress Jennifer Lawrence, she's got naturally hooded eyes. It's not an age thing, that's her natural shape. And her eyes are always blown out and smoky, and it's gorgeous. So let's get stuck in. So I'm going to just hold my mirror here. I am just going to sketch out where I'm going to put my shadow. You see that? Really light pressure, because pencils are obviously quite waxy. If you put on too much, you are just going to have a real hard time blending. So I'm going to start blending that. Now the reason this works is because by creating a shadow here in the crease area, I'm making it higher up than it actually is slightly. So you're drawing this back and giving the illusion that I've got more lid space, and we're taking it out and we're always up. We never go straight along, especially with my kind of eye shape, but you're going to turn it up and it's like almost like a V, like that. And you're just going to blend it. And then I would take the same liner and go underneath. Okay, can you see the basic shape? Very rough, but that's the kind of outline you want to give your eyes. And all I'm going to do now is intensify and blend. Here's the blending brush. You can see it's a tapered brush. I prefer real hair brushes to synthetic. I just find them to be much easier to blend. And then we're going to start at the furthest away point, working in, and we're just going to soften it. Now, if your eyes are really hooded naturally, you'll find that this bit here really overhangs your lid. Mine isn't too bad, but I do have it in the outer corner. So this is where we're going to try and create the depth. If you've got too much hooding here, don't take the dark underneath because you don't see it. When your eyes are open, you're looking straight ahead. You don't see it. Think about the bits you do see. So we see here. So that's where you want to create the depth. You're just exaggerating the shape that's there. That's all there is to it, really. You can see that starting to blend nicely. Okay. Precision brush. A little pointed brush, similar to the blender, but much, much firmer bristles. So it's like almost like using a little pencil. And you're going to start from the outer corner. And you're just going to add definition. And whenever I add a little bit of definition, I go back with the blender and I soften it. Now, a little tip. Say for instance you're going for a night out, which is, I know is a bit of a joke at the minute, but eventually, and you want your eyes to be really dark and smoky at the corners. Sometimes if you get an eyeshadow that's really, really matte, it's really hard to move and it's hard to blend. So if you pick up like a warm shade, like for instance, see it was this palette here, the Vive palette. Now bear in mind I'm using this colour here. If you were to pick up like a warm shade, like this one, or this one, add a little bit of that to your blender brush and start to blend just over the seam. And all that's going to do is soften it for you, rather than sitting there for ages trying to get this dark shade to move. Just use a softer one and almost buff it into it, which I'm going to do right here. So you're creating a fade that's gradually going darker to lighter. And what I love about this eye shape is you can really, really exaggerate it and take it out as smoky as you want to, which is what I like to do if I'm going anywhere. Another reason why I did this eye first is because it's constantly watering. If anyone else has this problem, please let me know what you do, because I don't mean what to do to keep your makeup on, I mean to stop it watering. It drives me nuts. If I go for a walk and I've got makeup on, even if it's just a bit of mascara, it runs right off, and it's so annoying. I've always had sensitive eyes, but not to this degree, so I need to get it sorted. Now on your eyelid, remember hooded eyes have a very small lid space, like mine. So you want to bounce some light from that right onto that lid to open it up a little bit. So I'm going to take a shimmering shade, this one here, which is Glimmer. I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to dot it right onto the bit you can actually see, into the tear duct. And as you can see, that bounces the light, and all of a sudden you're more aware of my eyelids, which are very small. yeah, so you can see it's opened out my eyes a little bit. We're not identical because I use a slightly different colour in this one, which I actually prefer. The eye I did first is quite dark, and I would put, if you've hooded eyes, you need a lot of mascara. And if you like using lashes, think about using chunkier, shorter, more volumised lashes, not big long ones, because all they'll do is they're going to poke straight out and you've got this heavier bit here and these big long lashes. It just looks silly. But if you volumise and really darken that top liner, that's what it's going to draw much more focus to your eyes in a really flattering way. So let's get some mascara on. Again, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Mascara, which, do you ever find that when you start a new mascara it takes a while to get it going, like it feels too thin at the start or something? This one, the minute you open it, it's great. Makes the biggest difference, mascara, couldn't do without it. And I'm going to use a little bit of top liner now. I'm not going to use a liquid liner, I'm actually going to use powder from the Vive palette, which is Good Night, the black one at the bottom, which is a lovely matte black. But it's not a matte black that you can't blend, it's really soft, it's gorgeous. So again, on my detailed brush, you're just going to gently ease out the top liner and blend it into what's already there so it's soft. There's no harsh lines. And then we're going to tidy up under the eye. Can I get away with just wiping? Yes, I can. Brilliant. Okay, so hooded eyes, 3 things to remember. Don't take dark shadow right across the lid if you've got heaviness here. All it's going to do is make it look even more heavy. You're going to keep this area in the inner third quite clear, a little bit of shimmer in the lid, and then concentrate in the outer corner of the eye, sweeping outwards and upwards. This is where you want all the definition here, and it's just going to lift that eye. So, and if your hood is really low here, go to the edge of your lid, the movable part of your lid, this bit. Go to the end and put all your darkness here and here and bring it out. If you've got any questions, please ask, just comment below and I'll try and help you out. And if you're unsure of your eye shape, that's the thing. Ask me, because I might do a little video on that and identifying different eye shapes and the best way to enhance them. So thank you for watching, comment below, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you did. Just press the subscribe button and the bell and you'll be notified every time I post a video. So thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!